In May 2018, a YouTuber named John uploaded a chilling video titled Maintaining Sanity with an Animal Outside the Tent on his channel, Lost Lakes. His channel focuses on outdoor exploration, and he often uploads footage of his solo adventures throughout Canada. His videos are usually very entertaining and informative. However, in this particular video, that was far from the truth. In the video, John ventures into a remote region in Ontario, Canada, where he claims there was no cell phone reception. At approximately 3:30 in the morning, John was awakened by an unusual sound coming from outside his tent and decided to record this disturbing encounter.
Well, I am living every solo camper's nightmare right now. There appears to be an animal of some kind pacing around my tent. It's the middle of the night. I woke up at 3 a.m. and just couldn't sleep. And then around 3:30, I started to hear this pacing sound, and 45 minutes later, it's still pacing around out there. So I'm gonna talk it out with the GoPro and maintain sanity, and maybe the talking will make it go away. I'm just off Highway 101, west of Chapleau. So this is some very remote country, despite being right off the highway, and it's the black bear capital of the world. So I'm thinking that's a possibility.
As John just pointed out, he was camping in the area known as the black bear capital of the world, making it quite probable that there was indeed a bear or another large animal close to the tent. In these circumstances, a weak camping tent offers minimal to no defense against an aggressive 600-pound predator. To add to the situation, when John decides to go back to his car, he discovered that his keys were missing, and just a few minutes later, he hears something touching his tent.
And my car is literally right outside there, but I can't find my car key for the life of me. I think I may have left it in the car. So while I'm tempted to hop out and get in the car, turn on my headlights, that's not an option right now because I'm an idiot and I can't find my key. And the pacing continues. It's all gravel here. This is so I can hear everything on the gravel. I can hear all the footsteps, but anyway, the talking isn't making it go away, but it hasn't made a move toward the tent yet, so I don't know. Maybe it's biding its time for an attack. I don't know. Something literally just touched my tent before I turned on the camera. But I'm not really appreciated right now. Second, there's no cell signal here. And third, I have to pee. It's really just comical, almost.
As the footsteps continued outside his tent, John was overwhelmed with fear and paranoia. To distract himself from the unsettling scenario, he revealed to his viewers the protective gear he had packed for his camping trip, which included a hatchet, bear spray, and an air horn. Thankfully, John didn't need to use any of these tools, as the noises eventually stopped, allowing him to sleep peacefully for the night. However, he never discovered the true source of the disturbances outside his tent.
Keep hearing the strange noise up on the top of the mountain.
This right here is a YouTuber named Jason, who in April of 2019 uploaded a video to his channel Appy Mountain Trekkers in which he recorded footage of his solo overnight trip to the mountains. His channel mostly focuses on outdoor activities, and he frequently uploads videos of his solo adventures. However, on this particular day, during his hike up the mountains, he encountered something truly disturbing. As soon as he arrives at the campsite, Jason begins setting up his tent and shows his viewers how he starts a fire as the sun begins to set. While waiting for nightfall, he decides to try spoon carving. This is when he hears a strange sound coming from the woods.
Keep hearing the strange noise up on the top of the mountain. I can't figure out what that is. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it sounds like some kind of, almost sounds like a bird, but it doesn't. Of course it quits. I'm hearing things. This may be a long night.
As the sound was coming from the top of one of the mountains, he dismissed it as a bird or some other small animal and continued setting up for the night. At about 9 in the evening, he turned off his camera to go to bed, but just an hour later, he was woken up by a scary sound that he said he'd never heard before and described it as a strange growling animal call.
Alright guys, we'll give you a quick update. It's about 10 after 10 and I was trying to go to sleep. I was woke up by something I've never heard in my life. I heard like 4 quick, very loud, deep guttural calls on this ridge behind me, behind camp. But it was like 4 calls, almost like a communication call of some kind. I'm still rattled. I've never heard anything like that in my life. It sounded like a mix between almost like a pig, some kind of, I hate to even say it, but a pig, an ape, and the calls almost sounded like how the velociraptors communicate with each other on Jurassic Park. I've never heard anything like that in my life.
After the jarring awakening, he attempts to go back to sleep. However, just a few hours later, around 1 a.m., he wakes up once more to what he describes as the sound of something or someone circling his tent.
About 1 o'clock, I woke up again. I heard something circle my camp. Whatever it is, it's close. I heard that. Whatever it is, it sounded like there was 2 or 3 of them. And it started on the other side of my camp. Went around my perimeter.
If you look closely at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you can see the reflection of what appears to be 1 or 2 sets of eyes as he pans his flashlight over them. Although there are many animals with eyes that reflect light at night based on the fiery white color of the reflection, it's very likely that Jason was being observed by wolves or coyotes. If this were the case, Jason would be in grave danger. However, he doesn't even seem to notice the eyes watching him as he scans the area with his flashlight. Luckily, he went back to his tent and slept safely through the night. When he woke up the next morning, he recorded another update for his viewers, but he never mentioned the eyes that his camera had captured the night before, suggesting he might have never noticed.
The more I think about it, the stranger it gets. But my gut were telling me, don't stay there.
In April of 2023, a YouTuber named Gaz uploaded a pretty disturbing video on his channel Grizzly Gaz in which he recorded footage of his strange encounter in the woods. His channel mostly featured him camping in some pretty extreme conditions with his French bulldog named Fendi. His videos are usually very wholesome and exciting, however, in this particular video that was not the case. In the video, Gaz along with his dog Fendi went camping in the woods somewhere in the UK. Initially, he showed his viewers how he set up his tent and chopped wood to start a fire. Everything seemed fairly normal up to this point. However, as he started to prepare his dinner, a random stranger in jeans and a coat appeared out of nowhere at his campsite and asked him for a beer and some food, which caused this to happen.
Right, we've got steaks on go now. Bit of ribeye. Pot boiling for some mash. And I've got a visitor. Creeped up behind me asking me if I had a light. I shit me pants. This is Martin anyway.
Hey.
I don't know him, but he's stopping for a steak.
Just some random crate wandering about.
You went round here in a poncho a couple of months ago, were you?
I don't think I was. I could have been. It's possible.
Right, gonna get these cooked up.
Even though the encounter between Gaz and Martin seemed pretty friendly, it's still very scary to suddenly be approached by a random guy in the middle of nowhere. If you listen closely to what he's saying, some of his sentences are a little peculiar, and he appears to slur his words when he talks. While they were enjoying their dinner, Martin mentioned that he was homeless and told Gaz the story about how he had ruined his life with drugs. To make things even more creepy, Gaz mentioned that while they were having dinner, he turned around for a few seconds to chop some more wood to keep the fire going, and when he turned back around, Martin had disappeared.
That lad, Martin, who creeped up behind me asking for a light. After I fed him, he scurried straight off. I did ask Martin if he's been creeping about in these woods before, but thinking, is he going to come back? The more I think about it, the stranger it gets. I turned round to cut some firewood up, and when I turned back round, he'd gone. And I just found that really strange. The fact that he just left has put the EBGBs up me. But I've left my trail camera down there. We'll go back in the morning. But my gut were telling me, don't stay there. So I packed up, thrown a load of water on fire. Now I'm making my way out.
After the strange encounter, Gaz finally decided to leave the campsite and head home. He was afraid that the man might come back to rob him. As he had expensive filming equipment with him, there was also the possibility that the man might do something even worse to him. Out of curiosity, Gaz left a trail camera on one of the trees at the campsite to see if the man would return that night. To his surprise, when Gaz went back the next morning, the trail camera had been stolen.
Well, I am living every solo camper's nightmare right now. There appears to be an animal of some kind pacing around my tent. It's the middle of the night.
So when he continued to not leave and was trying to go to every door of the van, I quickly got around the corner, called the cops, and then from there I drove. Yeah, I'm a little bit shaken up right now.
This right here is a YouTuber named Sarah, who in September of 2021 uploaded a video titled Scariest Night Inside a Van on her channel Sarah Dungo. Her channel mainly showcases her outdoor explorations throughout the United States while traveling in her camper van. The videos usually emphasize the beauty of nature and have a relaxed and pleasant vibe. However, in this particular video that was far from the truth. In the video, Sarah was coming back from a 2-day camping trip in the forest and was on her way to Asheville, North Carolina. Upon arriving, she spent the day exploring the city and chose to spend the night in the parking lot of a restaurant. As night falls, the restaurant began to close, the parking lot gradually emptied, leaving her all alone. While she was getting her dinner ready, she suddenly heard someone knocking on the outside of her van. This is when things started to take a very disturbing turn.
Know her, please leave me be.
Fuck your camera, man. You're not
I'm safe right now, but I just had my first knock on the door. That was not the cops. I was in the middle of cooking dinner, so I had my cooktop out, you know, propane hose attached and everything. And then he's just bangs on my side door right here. I first turn off all the lights, turn all the sounds off so I can hear what's going on in case it is the cops and I need to like talk to them. It wasn't, and then he banged on this door right here, the double doors, and that's when I got really nervous. So when he continued to not leave and was trying to go to every door of the van, I quickly unhooked my propane. So I got around the corner, called the cops, and then from there I drove. Yeah, I'm a little bit shaken up right now.
After this strange encounter, Sarah decided to leave and spend the night somewhere else. Later in the video, Sarah gave a detailed update on everything that had just happened, mentioning that the man might have been under the influence. Prior to her recording, he had knocked on her window and told her to get out of her car, strongly believing she was someone he had been dating at the restaurant and claimed that she had broken his heart. When Sarah denied being that person, he insisted that he had seen her van parked outside multiple times and continued to urge her to get out of her car to prove she wasn't the woman. Fortunately, Sarah wisely chose to stay inside her vehicle and safely left the parking lot.
a badger. Hello?
This right here is a YouTuber named Daniel O'Neill, who in August of 2024 uploaded a video titled Never Been So Scared When Camping on his channel English Woodsman. He frequently uploads footage of his outdoor camping experiences while traveling across the UK. In this particular video, Daniel decided to go camping in the woods somewhere in the UK. As he explores the area, he points out to his viewers the footprints and trash left by other campers. After walking for a bit, he sets up his camp and decides to settle down. Everything up to this point appears to be normal. However, about 30 minutes into the video, while showcasing the camping gear he brought, he suddenly hears footsteps behind him and calls out to whoever is out there.
And rain camping is really good. Is that a badger? Hello?
After hearing the disturbing footsteps, he got up to investigate his surroundings, and the footsteps suddenly stopped, indicating that someone was indeed watching over him. After searching everywhere, he unfortunately didn't find anything. However, as soon as he sat down, he heard the footsteps again, but this time they were louder and closer.
There's that noise again now. Hello? Hello? You got to better hear that. There's nobody here. And it sounds like someone's just walking around. I can handle it. Can you hear it? It's like it's just there.
After hearing the noise for the second time, he called them out multiple times but didn't get any response. Fortunately, the noises eventually stopped. While most people would have likely left the forest by then, Daniel chose to stay overnight. As the night began to set in, he enjoyed his dinner and decided to go to bed.
I'm actually breaking wind. I'm quite scared, people. I'm not going to pretend I'm not. If it's a human, they come up and laugh at me, scaring the hell out of me. But this is going to be a long night if I'm nervous like this and scared now. I need to know what this sound is. It's not like it was. It's like and then it stops. I'm only talking to you guys because it sort of like helps me a little bit. I'm going to be honest. I can't stay here now. I want to be a wimp. I don't care if people call me a wimp in the comments, but I can't stay here. I'm too unsettled. I'm nervous. I've done camping like this loads of times. I think I'm going to go find somewhere else to get this bivvy set up. But I'm leaving this spot, like, now.
As he was trying to fall asleep, he couldn't stop thinking about those mysterious footsteps. His fear and paranoia grew, ultimately leading him to leave the forest. Many comments left by Daniel's viewers mention that he made the right choice by trusting his gut feeling and leaving the forest. The source of the footsteps is still unknown, but they likely came from someone following him while trying to stay out of sight. Their true intentions are unclear, but based on their actions, they were probably up to no good. Nevertheless, it was definitely the right decision for Daniel to leave the forest.
There is a lot of noises in these woods. Sounds like kids screaming. That's a bird. That's a gunshot. I don't know if you'll be able to hear a lot of this, it's pretty distant, but it sounds like kids screaming.
This right here is a YouTuber named Louise, who in January of 2019 uploaded a video titled "The Most Scared I've Ever Been" while camping on her channel Camper Vibe. Her channel primarily showcases her outdoor adventures throughout the UK as she travels in her camper van. In this particular video, Louise went camping alone in a place called the Daring Woods, situated in Pluckley, England. Pluckley is known as one of the most haunted villages in England. The village is even listed in the Guinness Book of Records as the most haunted village in Britain. However, Louise had no knowledge of this when she chose to go camping there. As she ventured into the woods, she demonstrated to her viewers how she set up her campsite and chopped wood for a fire. While cooking dinner, she mentioned hearing strange noises in the distance, but she chose to ignore them and continued preparing her dinner. However, as she began eating her meal, she heard the strange noises again, and that's when things took a very disturbing turn.
I don't know if you can see, a Cadbury's Pot of Joy. Yogurt, basically, chocolate yogurt. There is a lot of noises in these woods. Sounds like kids screaming. That's a bird. That's a gunshot. I don't know if you'll be able to hear a lot of this, it's pretty distant, but it sounds like kids screaming. Honestly, I've never known a woods with so many strange noises. It's not just your normal birds and stuff. Well, I don't really know how to describe it, but I should sleep well, I would think. Where's my big beam? What was that noise? This is definitely odd. I've got no idea if you guys heard that or not, but honestly, I don't like it, I'm going to be honest. It's not deer, like I know what deer sound like.
After hearing the noises several times, she began to explore the woods to investigate the source of the strange noises. After searching for a while and not finding anything suspicious, she decided to settle in and go to sleep. However, at around 2 in the morning, she was awakened by loud footsteps right next to her tent.
morning to come as much as I do right now.
After this chilling experience, she mentioned that the loud footsteps were made by more than one person. A few minutes later, as she gathered the courage to look outside her tent, she heard crows flying away, suggesting that someone or something had startled the sleeping crows.
I didn't want to turn the light on earlier because I swear to God that was footsteps. This is definitely the scariest night I've ever had in a tent. I'm sure I can still hear footsteps.
As the night came to a close, she gathered her things and safely returned to her van. While providing her viewers with a detailed update on her experiences, she made a quick Google search about the area and found out that she had indeed spent the night in the most haunted village in the UK. As for the unsettling noises and footsteps she heard earlier, they were likely caused by someone lurking around her campsite. However, since she never identified who or what was responsible for those sounds, it remains an unsolved mystery.